Welcome to the inaugural episode of The 5-Minute Philosopher, Wisdom on the Run. Time is short, so let's get started. We're going to be posting another episode the same time as this one. In case you're not interested in what we're going to be covering here, which is pretty basic. What is philosophy? Who is this weird-looking guy in a service van pretending to be a philosopher? And why should I care? We're going to talk a little bit about some other stuff too, but that's basically going to cover it while I try to avoid getting hit by that white Nissan. First of all, I'll just get me out of the way. I am a contractor turned graduate student turned philosophy professor turned back into a contractor. I've come full circle. I worked as a contractor in order to pay my way through graduate school to get a PhD in philosophy. I became a tenured professor of philosophy, loved the teaching, loved the students, hated the rest of it. Anyway, that's me. What's philosophy? Well, etymologically speaking, which is to say in terms of the meaning of the word philosophy, the word comes from two words in ancient Greek, philo and sophos. Philo meaning love and sophos meaning wisdom. So a philosopher, let me put down my screen there to keep the sun out of my eyes. So a philosopher is one who loves wisdom. It's not necessarily one who is wise. In fact, the great Socrates taught that the most important kind of wisdom to have was what he called human wisdom, the wisdom that he didn't know anything. We'll get into that another time, perhaps. So a philosopher is one who loves wisdom, one who pursues it. Because what do you do with someone you love? You pursue the person. If you've ever been in love and you've been involved in that romantic chase, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And that's how a philosopher is supposed to regard truth, beauty, and so forth, as an object of love to be pursued. So, brings us back to another point about the ancient Greeks. The Greek conception was that philosophy was supposed to be centered around three things: the true, the good, and the beautiful. So that gives us our first several philosophical disciplines. Those who are pursuing the true are largely engaging in what were subsequently identified and are still identified as two major branches of philosophy: metaphysics and epistemology. Metaphysics is the study of reality. What is real? What isn't real? How can we know what's real? How can we make that determination? Then there's epistemology, the theory of knowledge. How is it that we come to know things? How can we know that we know things? When is it appropriate to doubt things? How can we question things that were thought to be known and create new knowledge, and so forth, something that our scientists still deal with on a day-to-day basis. That's the true. We're talking about the good. Here we get into ethics and moral philosophy, where the study is focused on how people should act, what is morality, what is ethics, what is a good person, how do good people act, how do good people act in society, which leads into politics, directly connected to ethics. So it's a topic for another time. And then the beautiful, which leads us to aesthetics. Aesthetics is the study of beauty. What is beautiful? How do we know what's beautiful? And what connection is there between beauty and truth? And the good as well. Interrelated with all of these is logic. Logic is a kind of super discipline within philosophy that involves the analysis of truth claims and helps a philosopher in any of the other disciplines determine how to proceed in that discipline. Again, it's stuff for another time. So that's me. That's what philosophy is. And this gets us really right at the end of the 5-Minute Philosopher. If you're interested in this content, I would strongly encourage you to like and subscribe, and also especially comment. What do you want to hear about? What about this episode did you like? What about it did you hate? What do you want to hear more about? What do you never want to hear about again? And so forth. Want this to be a fun time for everybody and an informative one as well. So please note as well that there will be another episode posted at the same time this one is, the same day, which will be on a different topic, and that's going to be worldviews and the re-election or the re-re-election of Donald Trump. You don't want to miss it. Thanks for coming. Hope to see you again soon.